Should be okay.
Oh, yeah. Is that what you're asking me, or is
Yeah.
they approval for, like?
Well, then you just kind of get a sense of what questions to ask.
Yeah. Yeah, and Trevor had this class last year.
Okay.
So he's in college this year.
Wait, okay.
Yeah, and they help, Daniel will be here a little bit, and they help me, set up labs and like learn how to do this stuff, so I can learn and then train students, so we're trying to pass it down, and then there's so much lab prep, they help me out.
Okay. So anyway, so my role is at the university communications role. So the stem cell institutes that work more or less represent.
There is the.
So what I'm here to do is just take pictures, maybe hopefully I'll get you guys a little bit of your perspective, and then maybe a story from the website. Does that make sense? So it was a good time this morning, or wherever your schedule is, just sort of ask you questions about your experience involved and hopes and dreams, that kind of thing. That's what.
Is that what you want me to do?
So the hope is that these guys will train the kids that are taking the regular class.
Yeah.
This
All right,
year,
tell me when you're ready.
somewhat next year comes around and they're ready.
Well, one thing I was going to suggest, this monitor is probably, I mean, I am right-handed, so it's great here, but if the monitor is meant to be able to show people what's on the screen, you probably don't want it right here. But if I'm in a research setting, if I'm working on the microscope and want to take pictures of what I'm doing, perfect right here. But I think for you guys, it'd be better there, so that way more people can see it. When whoever someone's looking at something, because I can display whatever I'm seeing on this screen, right? You may want to consider moving.
Yeah, and it's all mostly lab, like we teach them the basics, the concepts behind it, and then they do a lab.
Ready?
Yeah.
So, most important thing you want to remember, if you're going to use the camera, turn the camera on before you open the software. It will not work. If you double click the software and flip the camera switch, ain't gonna work. So you turn it on and let it sit for like 10 seconds and then open up the software.
Okay.
And it should automatically just show what's on there. Reconnect now, or maybe not. Is it even plugged in? Power's on.
We haven't used it, we've had it somewhere.
You haven't used it yet? Okay. Yeah, it is plugged in. Now the USB is in. It's just not seeing it. Huh. Hold on. What? No, I mean, this is the camera right here.
Right, but sometimes if you turn like microscope and the camera, and then you do microscope camera software.
The microscope's not connected to
Do the software.
yeah, no. I think it's just looking at the wrong. It's connection parameters. Connect. Nope. Huh. Yeah, it's not seeing it. Well, we will need Dan.
I do the device manager.
Oh. USB, where is it? FTDI. Yeah, that's the right one, isn't it? No. I don't know. What's on this one? Yeah. That or the it's using the wrong bits per second. This one right here. See, it sees it now. Which port is it on? That's not right.
No.
It's on neither one of those ports. I only see those two. I wonder. Yeah, and then it was installed right here.
Oh, okay.
But I'm trying to see what port it's on. It's gonna be bus type now. Well, the guys from Nikon are supposed to be here at some point, and they're the ones that are better at this. See, it's on on port 025. I'm guessing that's COM 2.
Yeah, I was just try to see which one shop. Random stuff.
I don't.
Because I wonder if the one in the front. I wonder if the
Welcome.
and then the one on the back.
This is a chance for him to kind of see what's going on.
Maybe.
We're setting up the scope in the micro editor. We've got some people from the university walking in down here, helping me out, setting up, and it's gonna train us on how to use it.
Do you?
And we have some students here that are learning how to use it. Pass that on to the next year's class.
Yeah, because the mouse and.
Here on a Wednesday. Sacrificial day.
Do you have any petri dishes?
Yes.
Could I get 2 of them? No. We never. I mean, they're in dirty water. I don't know why I would use gloves. Oh, hi. Paper towels.
Paper towels. There's that roll right over there. So these are the low lubricant embryos.
Yeah. There's a bunch of dead ones in it, and so which is normal, but you gotta remove them because death spreads fast. So what I'm doing, until Dan gets here, I can't get the camera to work. It's something about the COM port, but to if you come over here and see this swirling technique that I'm doing, you're literally just getting the water to swirl.
Okay.
It will, of course it's not working now, but I think it's because I have too much water in here. I need less water in here. Do you have? Or I can just pour some out.
You guys can watch also.
Do you have a beaker? Oh, perfect. I'm waiting to see what she's doing. What are you doing? Are you
So
you're
Jim,
plugging it in the front?
Jim Owen's brought down some samples, some zebrafish embryos that we've been using in our research, and he's going to teach us how to use the micro injector, which is a tiny, tiny needle. We're going to use dye, I believe, to practice.
Yeah.
Just learning how to use the equipment and learning how to inject microscopic things into the cells. And then the microscope is also fluorescent, so we're going to learn how to use that also. And we have my advanced students are here and students from last year that will learn how to use it. And then they'll train my regular molecular genetics students how to use it, so they're ready for next year.
Do you get it to work?
No.
No. When Dan comes,
Oh wait, maybe.
he might. I guess before I pull them all out, so I'm using this pipette to just pull them out. But do you want to look in there and see what death looks like? It's kind of obvious. See those eggs that don't have a formed embryo? They're just sort of these mushinesses inside the eggs.
Yeah.
You want to remove all of those. And you can use a pipette with a cut tip.
So the darker ones.
Yeah.
Perfect. You guys want to look at them. You're like, why didn't we use this before?
So I've got this pipette
Okay.
that it's actually one of the cheaper ones, but it's the best type. Instead of old school, or one of the pipettes that everybody uses like those,
Yeah.
where you have a plunger, this just has a wheel where you just pull up. And I have just a glass, we use these for cell culture.
Yeah.
Usually they're a lot longer. I just take a glass cutter, cut the end off, and then flame it so it's nice and, it's not sharp anymore. Because if it's sharp, it'll slice up the embryos. And then I just go in and I pull out all those eggs that are dead, if I can find them. And here we go. So I'm going to remove all these dead eggs, and not remove the live ones. Oops, I sucked up a live one. And just clean them up because, like I said, the death will spread out.
Did you collect them today or are they?
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
But I delayed their development. If you don't, if you keep them at room temperature instead of 28, their development slows down quite a bit. And if you keep them, so those are all dead.
Okay.
If you keep them high density, the development slows down a lot. So it's good to know if you need like single cell. I mean, these are like multicellular, like they are no longer 2-cell, 4-cell, anything like that. Because yeah, we collected them yesterday. I just slowed them down as much as I can. And we can still use them as practice. The rest you can use to raise up. And I brought you 2 fluorescent strains and then a wild type strain. And these are the wild types, I think. Where's the lid? Yeah, these are the wild types. No, these are the CMLCs. These have red hearts. All right, let's see. Just some more.
Can you hear Trevor?
Okay. These guys are clean.
You guys have any questions?
Yeah, ask questions if you have any. I'm gonna go over the whole like how to raise them, but I need to clean the embryos first, get rid of all the death, and then we'll set up a fry raising chamber, and then when they start hatching out of these eggs, we'll use some of them for injection. I hope Dan, you should give Dan a call and see when he's coming, because if we want, if we can have the camera working so you can watch how I do it, that'll help you guys a lot.
Were you able to purchase Tommy and I talked about?
I would try changing the baud rate.
Yeah,
The, you know what do you know what I mean? The rate at which it.
red heart, so we'll keep using those. These guys did their projects with superfish embryos, and we just ordered them. We were kind of dependent on order the state. Whoever had them to ship them, and then last year we had a hard time getting them, so our projects were delayed. So it's like, let's try raising. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, me and Daniel both.
So you guys can talk.
We're here
I
again.
did
Guys,
not
I'm
see
gonna go try
Daniel.
to.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah, you too.
Guy, he's supposed to be here to make sure the scope is working. So. See if I can call him and get him to arrange that after.
Well, your first year of college,
Hi, David.
For me, it wasn't actually too bad because I work a lot, so I was just being able to go through whatever.
you online.
I'm a senior.
Yeah, online. I actually went to class once a week for one. So it was nice to interact with people a little bit.
Yeah,
It wasn't
you
as
can
bad
reach
as
in front of me.
And here you are back again.
No, it's just a camera.
Well, it wasn't a whole year ago.
And you as well, okay. Yeah. You planning to same college or not sure yet?
I'm going to UW next year, and then Ava's here in CC.
Oh,
And then I'm thinking about applying to UW.
okay.
Hey, I don't know if you kept up with the website. Yeah, so I was like, oh, let's use YouTube. You got some great photos. Put them on everything. Hey, whatever works. Real serious.
Dude, they're so.
He had a great big smile. It was awesome. Big
How's it going, Daniel? Long time no see.
Yeah, I mean, earlier in the year, we were coming in like on off days just to work on a project. So.
Now, how long is like?
Still not working?
Jim, I'm moving.
Oh, well, yeah. I should probably hear it. I walked over to
I'm pretty sure Dan needs to be here to fix this.
Is he here?
No, but he's supposed to be here. You know Dan Fong, don't you? He's the Nikon guy, the rep, the.
Is the one that is always the
He's the one that's always at SLU, looking at microscopes. Well, him and the white guy. which Eric or something. I can't remember his name.
Winter finals, really, I did good, but dang, hard, not fun. Some of my English 102 finals, she docked me because I wasn't punching it. Of course. I was a 10-page essay. I was so upset. It was on medical technology. It was not fun. I mean, it was super interesting.
Oh,
It
so
was so
much.
factual, apparently, that it wasn't argumentative.
I think it doesn't fit a microscope.
Yeah, that's what it seems.
Good for science that we have is
I mean, it should. I mean, it shouldn't have anything to do with the microscope because it's just connected independently to the camera. That is to connect the microscope to the computer, but we don't need to do that. We don't need it.
So it's just supposed to transmit the camera.
Yeah.
She was really nice. Like, I got 100, almost 100% on every single thing up until then. And that, but took the finals, big part of grade, they got like 84.
That's how she does it to you. She makes you think that you look what she is. It's your
Except for
final.
me, yeah. Because I thought. Yeah. And then I was taking calculus on one. Tough math on one. I can't exactly. Kind of lagging through WebEx calling.
What's up, guys? Sorry, I'm just, there's a lot of people out here.
Yes, it is. That's why I didn't want to enter the room at first, because like, oh, there's so many people.
I'm gonna finish my egg. Still considering colleges, but I really like UW right now.
There you go.
You got it to work? Ooh, that's not good.
You're still going to stick to law enforcement, or you going somewhere else? Honestly, you can take like this general thing and turn it into design.
That's what I'm gonna get my
That can turn into, that's good for like most things. Unless you're going to the super scientific thing.
He didn't answer, but I left a message.
Okay.
And this is Jay Collins. I'm just trying to get you around, you know. I went to the drive-thru.
Oh, it's probably.
Well, I think you took my order.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
So like I had to make the money.
Yeah.
I have to work the 7. And work, go through college at the same thing.
Yay.
I totally work in
Where is the? Why is it? I need to turn on the. No. That's for the. I meant the auto exposure.
Oh.
And then, is it this one?
Oh, you could go acquire.
I'm gonna forget, yeah. It was like the 3D
Oh,
printer
good
thing
idea.
over again.
Like here.
Or
Should say something.
My
Oh,
fast. But there should be.
It should be
Usually
right
it's
here,
right
yeah.
here. But because you see it, they're all bright. Like there's no color. There should be color, unless they.
I don't think that the
Unless they
camera
get-
is color.
Yeah. But well,
Yeah.
that works.
Just walking here fast there, sorry.
No worries. Where-
can go either way. Go the right.
No.
I have no idea what it plays. Even in the letter, it didn't even talk about it. It just like, well, thank you. It's in the.
In the specialty, it's on the website.
I thought they'd send me something. Well, it's in the.
And they get special prizes that I wasn't. They told me last week and they're like, well, contact them.
You're gonna need a. I know. I'm trying to think. What can we use? The we can use the styrofoam lids, maybe. Yes, this works. Yeah.
There's a board.
And then she forgot she got it strapped, and then she punched her arm. Yeah. That was awful.
Can you guys see if I put the monitors here?
They fund all of, they fund a lot of the school extra curriculum. So it's kind of the Tomatoes Foundation.
Okay.
I got like
So they raise
random
money
memories of what the muscles were.
and they happen to
I only took about looking at muscles.
seeing that, the school.
I remember.
So that's what happened, it was on the same day. I don't know if they did the meeting, so maybe. They heard that you guys were coming to try to. You know, the guy they were streaming was the guy that funded this, a lot of the equipment in here.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think he funded it, we hadn't purchased it yet, last time he was here.
Am I supposed to talk to him?
I was like, oh.
So when in the day,
And then I need. Where did I put them? I'm looking to see what all came with fit. That's tubing. Here it is. This. I need this. And then, so this goes here.
It's bended or not?
Well, this is not supposed to be in it. This is just a tube that's in place. That's garbage.
Where is the little bag?
Then this, the little bag was in here. Here. I need little scissors. My little scissors are not strong enough. So Wendy, I brought you. I have some more stuff for you. These slides with depressions in them. You can put embryos in them.
Okay.
They're good for holding the embryos. This is one of the. You line the eggs up in here for injection. It's good. What I prefer a different method, which is you take two slides and offset them and glue them together, and then that edge is what I put the embryos in. But I brought that for you. And then these are the needles I brought for you. When you run out, you may have noticed from my signature that I'm leaving the UW.
Oh.
But I will. My second in command is now running the zebrafish facility. Friday was my last day.
Okay.
So he will be your contact for needles, eggs, that sort of stuff. I'm moving to Seattle Children's
Okay.
Hospital, so that's
You'll
where
be doing the same type of.
I won't be working with fish anymore,
Wow.
but I will still be consulting on fish projects and stuff like that. So I'm still around. So that goes there. Run this around to here. And then this one goes in here. Okay. So because the microscope's so high, this is going to be interesting. How we're going to do this. Because you want your feet on the pedal. I had to build, I had the same problem in my facility.
We put it inside the cabinet? Would that be weird?
Maybe. If it's high enough to step on.
Or Trevor can do this.
Wait a minute.
Chicken coop.
Did Dan order this for you?
It was actually Caleb. But Caleb's supposed to be here too.
This is the wrong plug for this.
No.
So you can use the button, but this won't work in this. It has to have a BNC plug, and this is the other type. Unless it came with an adapter, but I don't see one.
And Dan unpacked everything. And Caleb.
I don't see an adapter, unless there's one hidden in here. No. That's full.
Pretend how it works.
I just know Honda.
Did you guys try it when on the tour?
No, I don't think they wanted that. I don't think there's gonna be anybody touch that. We just want stuff.
Oh, you know what? It will work. It'll plug into the back. That's weird. Usually we have them plugged into the front. Where is the power cord now?
Yeah.
All of this stuff.
Is this it? No. This is
Well,
good.
that's a power thing with this thing.
This must be it.
Oh boy.
I haven't been here since December.
Okay, here, let's go.
9 volt. Yep, this is it.
Is it long enough to get to this?
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
taller.
Maybe. Yeah, I was thinking one of the styrofoam boxes.
Oh.
Is that high enough?
Yeah, that'll work.
Did that work?
Yeah.
Yeah, get on that thing.
Oh yeah, well, we're getting lunch, so if you want something, I haven't, someone recommended it, so.
Hmm. That's gonna be fun. Okay, I think it's set up. Except for this. Why is this so loose? Ah, there we go.
So what do you do at
I'm a postdoc.
Okay.
I'm doing heart regeneration.
Yeah, I guess so.
Last year we were doing some COVID stuff.
So when you go back to get more needles, those are the settings.
Okay.
I wrote them on the
Nice.
covers. Yeah, put those away
Thank you.
because that's the here.
That's the key.
Yeah,
I had a little drawer, but
I missed it, but it wasn't.
it was Annie, she wants our lunch. So we didn't know, the lunch, sorry. This is very important.
Yeah.
Lunch menu, Annie's wanting our orders so she can order it. These are the needles. When we went up there with Noah Dawson.
What are you getting?
Yeah, I think they showed some.
Did you guys get to see that?
Before. Do we have them?
No.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Or we just go up there and.
Burrito Mexicano.
Burrito Mexicano.
Yeah, that's what I'll get.
It's like three. What are they?
Are they,
Does it fold
they're
or-
hollow glass rods and did we pull them and then,
Yeah.
so they get, I was
I
really
think I
good
remember.
at it.
I think I-
No one Dawson was a little better at it. Okay, okay. Thanks,
There's a
Robert.
lot going on. I'll
How many pieces of tape did I put on here?
They're usually the same, so this is what the settings are. So are these the settings on the machine?
Yeah. So heat is 700, filament 4, velocity 18. What is del? Delay 250, pull 160. So they all stand for something, but I don't remember what it is. Yeah, you just put those numbers in and you'll get that.
Nice.
What they mean, haven't really.
Well, I don't know what the units are for those numbers. It can't be microseconds because it must be 2.5 seconds for the delay. The heat, I'm not sure what the unit is. Yeah, you punch it into the machine and it knows what to do. Do you want me to show you how to use the needles yet? Okay, you ready? Okay, so.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know.
Maybe not.
I mean, really, we can do this, the needles, or we can set up the fish. What's up?
I know. Should we set up the fish or do the needles right
Those are the only two things that are left. Set up fry tanks, because we got these two fish that we're not going to use.
now?
I mean, unless you want to see them fluoresce,
Yeah.
we could. But we should set up a fry tank to put them in. Or well, actually, yeah, no, we should set up a fry tank. You won't put them in until they hatch.
Okay.
But once they hatch, you'll want to have that fry tank ready.
Let's set that up so that it's ready to go. I don't know what that.
It'll be in 48 hours they'll hatch.
Okay.
So.
You're gonna spend the night.
5 minutes.
No. When you come in the morning on Friday, you'll see that they're swimming around. Just put them in the tank that we set up.
Okay.
And then start feeding them at day 7. So this is day 1.
Okay.
Like they were born yesterday, right now. So they're 24 hours old. At 72 hours, they hatch. At 7 days, they start eating.
Okay.
And that's when you start feeding them the green water.
All right. Dan, how are you?
How's it going?
Good.
Sorry, I'm a little late.
That's all right. I was like, how come I didn't really clarify that after last week?
We intended to get here in time to watch you set up. How's that?
This is Daniel and Trevor. This is Dan. Who set up the microscope for us.
I brought some coworkers.
Nice.
Caleb, who we've worked
Yeah.
with. Yeah, and then James from Seattle.
Okay.
We kind of carpool while they're waiting people down to where I live in Federal Way. Everything set up correctly, you know?
I think so. I haven't turned the gas on yet.
So that might be it. That was another stress. Like the gas is leaking. And he was like, I think we checked that.
Mm-hmm.
What did I install? Was it last May or June or
In the
something?
summer, like no one was here. It was closed down. Yeah, I think it was like June. Well, and I haven't been able to use it yet.
It
So.
was relatively warm when I came down.
Still reads 0 pressure.
Yeah,
But
we're
it's
gonna
hooked
buy
up.
lunch at the Sixers asking for lunch. We'll do some menus.
Jesus. 3-second injection time.
Oh, no.
Running late, right? I'm sorry, but if anybody wants.
Okay.
So,
There also happens to be a big foundation meeting, so they'll probably come in, I think.
Seems a little excessive.
They came. They're the ones that fund a lot of the stuff that happens. And one of them.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe it's,
Yeah.
It's because there's no needle on
yeah,
it.
so it's just,
Yeah, so you hear it. But it looks right.
So are you like priming it when you do the puddle or?
No, well, no, I'm just having fun.
Oh. It's like,
No. So
We got like a little side video
the-
game over here.
the pressure you want around 20,
Okay.
right? The injection time was set to 3 seconds, which was kind of insane when I first did it, because that's where it was at. Now
Mhm.
it's just like pushing.
Okay.
So I dialed it down to what I normally inject at, which is like 15, 0.15. Oh yeah, that's the fish food. That's clear. Oh, there it is.
That's the way it's set right now.
There it is.
So
Huh?
does the pressure, like if you increase pressure, does it inject more quickly or?
Mm,
Stronger.
yeah, it's
Stronger?
gonna push it out harder,
Okay.
which that's not a great
Okay.
thing. Okay, so this is ready. All I got to do is put a needle on, break the tip off, load it, and
Okay.
then you can inject. I got to also fill this tray with eggs from here. These eggs we only want to use if you want to see fluorescence.
Okay.
They should fluoresce. And then we just have to set up a tank, and that's it.
Nice.
Or 3 tanks, because you have 3 sets
Do
of
we have
eggs.
enough for all these guys to try it too?
Yeah.
All these students. There might be some others.
You won't want to inject these. These are
No.
the wild types.
Okay.
So you can use them all. You don't have to raise any of them if you don't
Okay.
want. But these are the ones that you want to raise, because then you'll breed them and get their eggs, and
Okay.
you can do whatever you want with their eggs. But they'll fluoresce. So what do you guys want to do?
You want to try it?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. Who's first?
We're looking at Trevor.
All right. So what you're going to do is we're going to take one of these needles, these scarily pulled needles, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's got a little bit of stuff on it. Smear that off. It's just clay, like Play-Doh. What you're going to do, you're going to take a razor blade and you're going to nip off the very tip of it. You'll see when you look under the microscope that it's hollow all the way up to the very tip where it's fused. But we want to remove that fused end because
Nothing will go through.
Yeah, nothing will go through. Then we're going to take a tip, put it down the needle, and fill it with this dye that I brought, and it's probably out there. We'll put some dye in here, and then you'll practice injecting.
Okay.
There's the dye.
Okay.
So, first thing first. Let's see if we can do this under
Maybe
the.
you
I'm
can
gonna
see,
show.
like,
I'm gonna show you how to snip it first. Do we have? I need a razor blade.
Yeah.
Yes, there's one in here.
Oh, there's.
These are going to be your best friend, these flat razor blades. Where? No, not that. That's evil. This one. These. You want these.
This is your class, not mine.
No. I'll show you how to do it first. You want these razor blades,
Okay.
right, to cut the end. So watch on there, right, how I'm going to do this. Everybody that's doing this should watch. And I need to...
Wait,
how did you move this? There we go. Okay, see, that's the needle right there. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to, there it is. I'm going to zoom in and try to. Hey, Dan, how come the sound's so grindy?
It's there. Was that the zoom that was trying, or the focus?
It was the focus. Oh, where are you? Now I lost you because I zoomed. There you are. You'll hear me. I'll get it to grind here in a second.
That's what we're here, right?
You need to look through this too. There's something, I'm guessing something's not clean somewhere on here. Dan, look through this. Maybe it's just me. Anyways, do you see, all right, can you see how, you can barely see it, but you see that white line? Right here is where it fuses. right? Like the white line, if you look in the microscope, you can see it like right here is fused, and this is like, there's no hollow. So I'm going to cut it right there.
Okay.
Dan, look through this first. Do you see the spottiness in the field of view?
Yeah.
It's not supposed to look like that, is it?
I think so. It's actually resting on
Is-
this, right? It's like,
yeah.
That's dust somewhere.
Yeah, it's in somewhere in the optics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not,
Oh, it's eyepiece.
is it the eyepiece?
Because I'm rotating the eyepiece.
And now you're seeing it? Okay, so the eyepiece just needs to be
So it's
cleaned.
the front or the back of that.
Okay.
So we can clean that.
All right. I'm going to send this into oblivion.
Coffee bean flavor.
Yeah.
Smell.
Okay, do you see what I'm doing? And there, it just snipped it off. So now we've got an open end. It's an open end, and it's a blunt end, but it's so tiny it's going to stab right through the fish. The egg. It's not a fish yet. But it's pretty rough, just like that. All right, who wants to hold this? You hold it. Now, did I send you the part number for the, here's this, for the tips that you need to get? Wendy? So there's these tips that look like this. I brought some extras for you.
Okay.
You guys pull those and bring them down?
I pulled the needles, not the tips. They're super long, like this. They're special Eppendorf tips. There's 2 more in here for you. I only need 1 today. So this is, I'm going to just load 3 microliters. This dye is also for you. So once I pull this up, I don't need it anymore. That's yours. Now comes the fun part. Watch this. You need steady hands, and you got it,
Eyes.
and good eyes, and you got to get it in there just like that. And now I'm filling the needle.
50 years and
I
younger.
know. I'm like,
So see how I just filled that, and I put it all at the end.
yeah.
That's how you use this.
So
Yeah,
your glasses are all fogged up.
and that's
Is that just fluorescein or something?
it's. I wrote it on the. It says on there. It's a.
Injection dye.
Oh.
Scientific.
It's.
TM. Trademark.
It's. I think it's phenol red.
Okay.
So. Now this part. Come over here. So loosen this tip up. Hey, Dan, I did notice that there was no gasket in here.
Inside of there?
Yeah, when I opened it. Usually there's a small gasket, but I didn't see one when I opened it. I don't know if it's in the bag somewhere, but there should be a little gasket. But there is also a gasket on the inside, which I can feel. There's a rubber that you're pushing against, and you're kind of putting it in there. And then you tighten this up. Now, if you tighten too hard, it's just going to crunch and snap the needle. So just gently finger tight, but it's in there now. And then snap it in there, tighten this to lock it into place. We're going to adjust it later, and that's it. Now, before you prime the needle, like push all that air out. We want to get the eggs ready. So, but turn off all the lights because the lights will dry the liquid that's in there out and clog the needle. So turn off all the lights. What? No. Just the lights, like the fiber optic lights, and then the fiber optics especially are the ones that are warm it up and clog it up. But I just say turn everything off, right? That's the needle part. This part, you're going to have to get one of these,
Okay.
and you're going to want to get some glass. I reuse these like a million times.
Okay.
And the best way to get the eggs in the center is just give it a little circular motion. You see how they're all grouping together in the middle? And now it's just a big old pile. That's the best. And that one white egg, that's a dead egg, right? We don't want that one. But
Get away from the block.
you just suck these little guys up. And then get them to fall in. If they get clogged in the needle, just pull back. And you'll see they'll just kind of, I don't like using this one, but this is the one I have for you guys. And then what I'll do is I'll pull out the liquid. You see how they kind of line up? We're going to get them a little better, but I just want to get all the eggs in here first. All right, there's all eggs. Now pulling the water out. No, it's a circular gasket. Little tiny one.
Would it be something that you would cut this into?
No, it's a.
Something like
I might actually have one with me that I can show you.
Yeah.
But I just noticed that when I unpacked it, there was a rod in the needle holder, which is in the bag.
Yeah.
But there was no gasket in it. Which I'm used to having a gasket. Maybe they stopped putting gaskets in them. I don't know. All right. But I use a pipette tip to get all, and then I just pull all the water out. Now you see how they're all nicely laying in there?
Okay.
See how they're all nicely laid out in there? That's just from, injecting them, like not injecting them, but just putting them out and then finding a gap between the eggs and just getting the glass up tight against it and just pulling the water out with not letting the eggs get pulled up. And then it just sort of lay themselves down perfectly. And there's just the tiniest bit of liquid in there, which is good because you don't want them to dry out. Do you want me to show you what it looks like, Dan?
The gasket?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If
Sure.
I can find one. It's a little black gasket. And it's going to be in, I have a bunch of these down here. There might be a gasket in here. See, this is the gasket that's in the piece. There's no gasket in there. Uh-oh. Did I just drop that little piece? I did. Oh, no, it's in here still. It just fell into place, but I dropped that piece.
There's one that is attached to the thing. The tube.
It would be in one of these. So here's another one. There's no gasket in there. It would be, oh, is that one? No, there's no gasket in there. No, I don't have any gaskets.
Like this one?
It might be in this one. No.
No.
It has that same plastic one, but if you look at the ones in the fish facility, we have little black circular gaskets in there.
Do you need?
It's not necessary, but it's just because of the air pressure. Makes it handy. I don't have one. Is it not supposed to have one?
It looks like. Well, I just fit the smaller tube over this one. So is that
Maybe that's the new way of doing it. Is they
cut-
just cut a piece of
yeah.
that and then put it in there.
right? Because it looks like so it's
Yeah.
rubber gasket. Yeah. So it looks like we just nip off a little piece of that down.
Yeah.
Fine.
And then slide it in between this bushing part and
Yeah.
the thread part. Yeah, that makes sense. in the ones in my fish facility, we've got little circular like round gaskets, but
What, no, which looks
I
like a
think
normal gasket.
I've seen those before too, where you just have a little piece. In fact, some of the ones I have in there have that.
Okay.
So,
Do you know you met Caleb before?
You have not.
Caleb,
Hi,
Jono,
nice to meet you.
nice to meet you.
I'm Jane. I don't think I've met you.
I don't think I met you either.
Okay. So yeah, she's the scope rep. He's the scope rep for this area too. So they both combine on Seattle. And I know these two. So it's full Nikon team right now.
Cool.
And Sylvia too, right?
Yeah.
Sylvia, Caleb, and you've met James before from our
I see Sylvia like once a week all the time.
Fresh Flowers.
Yeah, pretty much. We're back in that little closet again. I don't know if I told you that. Oh God.
And I didn't bring my fan. I'm gonna bring it next week. Fresh Flowers is gonna make me diabetic, for sure.
Yeah.
So they catch you doing your
Yeah.
doors and eating food. I can just say Sylvia said in case of emergency I can eat whatever I find.
The eyepieces might be out of focus because we were messing with them.
Oh yeah. No. Well, it's also dark. I think. Didn't I?
Your Dan?
No.
I can easily remember that one.
There.
Trevor. Okay? Trevor. That's me. Jane. You guys are freshmen where?
We looked at that.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Laura Williams is God's career path with you guys over lunch.
Jesus.
I'm definitely interested in that. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Me too.
Yeah.
I didn't figure it out until I was like 23, so.
I got
Yeah.
a while.
My friends and I always joke that we're still used to what we wanted to be when we grow up.
Yeah, exactly.
So, your scope process is so
Yeah.
so how many microns-
It's still dirty.
Really?
No, that fixed it. Whatever I just did.
Something on the inside of it so you pull the left eyepiece out.
There's something on the edge still, but the center is good.
Okay. Yeah, I mean we can take the binoc off after this and take a look.
Yeah. All right.
Then you have your fluorescent scopes, and then you have a lot of those are usually inverted, so people put themselves back in the incubator, let them grow. They just take them out and check them out once in a while. That's their inverted scope where the objectives are coming up from the bottom. You can see it going in the flask. And then we saw a bunch of, what you would typically think of a microscope objective coming from the top, big slides, those kinds of like histology, pathology. Yes. Not these people. If you want to offend them, you say, "Oh, you're a scientist, are you a pathologist?" The pathologist.
Like a
Or you
laugh
can
cry.
feel the pain every
Yeah.
time you prepare a slide.
Yes.
That was with you guys when I did the COVID stuff.
Right.
Please.
So, pathologists are usually not looking at fluorescence. They're the kind of stain, colorimetric stains. Your typical slide you think of, reflecting that red and bluish and all that stuff. But that's just usually just kind of, they're looking at the tissue and the margins of the tissue and kind of aspects of the tissue. But mostly, we do a lot of the, we'll call it research grade. But, kind of more along the lines of something like this.
It's back.
It's not a very generic application.
Is it in the left
What
hand or right?
the hell?
Inverted microscope.
So it comes when I
This one has fluorescence, the little white bottom.
look through this and twist it.
It's probably a binoc, I think.
And if you do that fluorescence imaging. So, and then we have those kind of scopes all the way to like, $700,000 super resolution scopes. So it's really just gigantic, all spread.
Okay. Yeah, we can mess, if
It's
you're
a
okay with
toolbox.
it.
Go
we can
ahead.
mess around
So
with
the
it
more
after.
kind of tools we have.
We have to
the
do
more
it
we can
now. What classes have you guys taken? Is it all online? I take it?
Yeah, it's fun. Not much still enjoying it, but
Yeah.
I'll let you do that.
I was gonna go into criminal justice, but I kind of might change my path. Like Daniel said, I haven't really decided yet either. So took like 3 criminal justice classes and then natural resource management and oceanography right now.
And science in my associates in science. So like, I'm currently taking biology 223. I did 222 and 160. I still need to do kind of what I've done, both in the form of one or two. My pre-calcs and my calculus. So far. And political science.
Yeah, you want as much spread of things that you can get with additional years to expose yourself and see what you truly find a passion for. And even that might change in a couple of years, right?
Have you guys used any microscopes, like microscopes, any bacteria staining?
I last
I guess
quarter.
not when you're doing everything online.
So the good thing about my biology class is that we actually have in-person labs.
Oh, okay.
Because he took it upon himself.
All right,
that he
ready?
negotiated costs,
Yeah.
set up different, like 3 different labs.
So-
throughout the day.
That was probably the hardest thing to do online.
Yeah.
Watch this
We did
monitor.
the
What I'm gonna do.
And then we each of them to accept
Oh
that
Jesus!
for,
How am I gonna do this? Okay, so with my, see this right here? You see that egg that I'm poking right there?
Yep.
Can you see it? Oh, it's. So I'm going to poke in violently,
They're presenting
and then
in the meeting, so.
I'm basically injecting, but I'm not seeing. Uh-oh. Oh no. My worst fear has happened. I've clogged the needle. So if I clog the needle, I'm just going to bring it down to the stage. You see how I'm bending it, like how it's bent out on there? And then just put it in focus, because it should be. Yeah, I'm just going to snip the tip off. Where are you? I see you. There you are. There. And then just lift it right back off. Sounds crunchy.
That's a new added feature.
You can tell it's working.
That's right.
Man, you have no knee holes anywhere, do you? I would rip these doors out and make a knee hole so you can get underneath here with your knees.
That's what I do out there. Well, I didn't rip them up.
All right. That's just me. You don't necessarily have to do it. Where's the damn needle?
So you can tell the tip is clogged when it forms a little bubble.
No, when this won't happen. See that bubble that just formed?
Yeah.
That's about the amount you want to inject, and if that doesn't form, it's just clogged. So I'm gonna bring the needle down. No, I mean that's.
So is that just the height? The one, the knob you just.
Yeah, this bottom knob is height,
Yeah.
up and down. This one is this way.
Okay.
This one on the very top is this way. I don't know what those terms are actually called. They do have technical terms, but I don't use them.
X, Y, Z, I don't know.
Y, X, and
I forget. Oh my God.
So there we go. So do you see that little bubble it made inside the embryo? That dark spot, that's what I just injected. And so then without looking, I can actually, I prefer to do it this way. Where's my foot? There you go. See, I just filled it. Oh, this is so weird doing it without looking through. you're in. See, I just filled it. So that would be your DNA. Ah, everything's inverted. There we go. See? So that's what you want to do to the eggs. Practice. Oh.
And don't
Do
break
you
the
want us
tip.
to flip the camera so when you move left, does it go right?
I mean, I'm looking through the eyepiece when I do it. I'm just doing it because I was showing you guys how to do it. Oh, you're gonna try and do it without the eyepiece?
Probably not.
Yeah, you should flip it if they're gonna do it without the eyepiece. But remember, get your foot up on that pedal because that's gonna be a pain in the butt to get to.
Is that how it's
It was all I know it was inverted.
right? Because the needle's on the right.
Yes, needle's on the right.
Should be good. Does that look the same as the eyes?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ate it pretty well.
Yeah. It's always confusing to move the opposite.
Get it center and then just throw that needle into it. Or you can do it by just move it quickly to the right. Or left, sorry. Yep. Now inject.
So the pedals injecting.
Yep, there you go. So he just filled it with that blob right there. And that's the volume you want to put into the
So you
eggs.
can just move this.
Yeah.
I don't even have to move this.
When I'm injecting, I usually just hold onto the slide and do everything and use my foot.
Okay.
Right? Foot to inject, hand to move the slide and get to all the different eggs.
So how do you decide how much to inject?
That volume, the amount that's going in right now, is the perfect amount.
Is that set on that?
The injection time is what will adjust that.
Okay.
So I had it set to 0.15 and I found it wasn't injecting enough. So I bumped it up to 3.5 and that looks good. You could probably bring it down to 3 and it'd be just fine.
And is that depend on what you're injecting or is it always?
Well, if you inject the DNA and all your eggs die, you're probably injecting, the concentration is too high.
Okay.
So you can either dilute what you put into the needle or change the volume, the injection volume. So the best way to get, you didn't get any in, you need to do a quick motion to get the needle into the egg. Yeah. Back up a little more. Try using the hand piece and just swing it to the left fast.
So are you moving the slide or the?
He's moving the slide, but now just hold it back up all the way. And get it. Now fling it in. There you go. Now you're in. See? Yeah.
Daniel, your turn.
Video game guy.
Okay, so I don't.
So your foot's going to inject when you push the pedal. I know. It's kind of wonky. Are your feet long enough that you can put it on the floor? You look way taller than I am. So try this.
There you go.
The thing is, you can't look through the scope. Yeah, that's the problem.
I see.
That's why I was sitting on that styrofoam. There's no way to get it further down.
Okay, so how did you move the?
So I move this with my fingers like so.
Okay, well that's pretty.
Right. And then this right here is what moves. Yeah, if you look at the needle. Yeah, and if you're gonna use this to get into the, so you get to like with it all the way back, get it right here, line yourself up, and now I'm in the needle. So no, actually I'm not in. Nope. This egg is not cooperating. They look like they've depressed a little bit.
It is
Okay, let's try this one. All right, now hit the injection. It did fill, but I think I filled the interstitial space. Try now. Yeah, it looks like I got some in there. So, yeah, you can either use your hand or use this piece, use your hand, or both.
So is there a minimum age of the embryo or a maximum?
Oh, if you want to get the DNA to incorporate, you want to inject it the 1 to like 4 cell stage.
Okay.
No later than that. These are like thousands and thousands of cells already.
Okay.
So this,
right away.
like within half an hour of them dropping.
Okay.
Mm.
To work on my posture, I'm like slumped when I talk.
You want to bring the needle tip. So bring the egg closer to the needle tip when it's all the way back, or when your handle is all the way back. Then just swing into it once it's centered. It's the right idea. Try and center it a bit more. Move the egg down just a smidge. Or move the slide down. Yeah, there you go. And then get closer to the egg. Now fly in. Oh, I think these eggs are starting to dry, which is why we're having problems. Here, let me wet them a little bit.
Oh, you didn't move the needle.
This will help a little bit. All right, try now. They're a little more, they look a little better now. Now I've already injected that egg because you can see the dye. Yeah, that's the dye from someone's injections. Yep, you're in. Oh, I didn't see anything going in. I think there is something going in, but it might be in the interstitial space, that fluid space between the egg and the shell. Bring the egg closer to the tip of the needle when it's, yeah, there you go. And now swing into it. Move the slide a little bit into the needle. So you're there, you just need to go a little deeper. Right. There you go. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I thought you were gonna say with more conviction.
I mean,
Like you mean it.
you seriously got to like hit that egg hard to get past the, yeah, because it doesn't want to take that needle. Let it know who's boss.
That's right.
Ooh.
Because it is a bit of a velocity thing.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't.
No, if you go slow, it just depresses and deforms,
Yeah.
right? You gotta spike it.
With conviction.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be.
Move the. You can. When the little handle's all the way back, you want to bring the eggshell right up to it and then just slam it in. Yeah. I think you might be stuck in the egg right now. Yeah, there you go. There you go. You're in. Nice.
Expert already.
Kind of.
Okay, we're gonna set up a point system on the side.
Wendy?
Okay. Now that I've made fun of everybody else.
Pressure's on when you go last.
It's a good teaching method. Making fun of your students.
You may want to, well, it's up to you. If you want to leave it on the floor, bring it up.
I might want it up.
Now, but the chair is down. You probably want to bring the chair higher up. I think. You need taller chairs.
We need to do something.
Yeah. You need a knockout. You need a knee hole.
Here, as soon as the guys across the hall leave, we're gonna just reconstruct the slab. Okay, what's
Okay, bring it all. Bring it to the right, the handle, and then move the slide into position with your left hand. Oh, you're in the egg.
too much coffee? Yeah.
For 5 pieces.
Oh no.
Now what happened? What did I do?
No, we just went into.
Do I use the eye pieces, Wendy, if it's easier?
I think my hand-eye coordination. Okay, now.
Well, bring the egg closer to the tip of the needle. Yeah, now swing into it like you mean it. Ugh. Yeah, you're in. You're in.
Oh, is it?
You were. Yeah, you're in. Yep, you filled it.
Bro.
You want to be centered on the egg. If you're low, it's not going to go well. Yeah, perfect. Oh, no. No, it's... This is why I do the hand method, where I just take the slide and just slide it into... Well, that's a little more rough.
After he says
Yeah.
exactly the moment he says it. You timed that, I know you did.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys have any slides?
Yeah, you're in.
Oh, you're in.
Oh, you're in and out.
You shish kebabbed it.
Yeah. Okay. There.
She's kebab.
Hey, you got some in. Yeah.
Did it go in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you guys have any clear blank slides with you?
No
Do you
blank
have any
slide.
No,
slides?
but I think Mrs. Wolf might have some.
Yeah, for the scanning.
I just need
Yeah.
bring just
You
two
wanna go
slides.
with them,
I just want to show you
You
these.
know where they're at?
You
You
guys
know,
wanna
while we're
cover
waiting,
something?
did you order something for lunch?
Do you have your knife
What's
back
that?
on you, that yellow thing I gave you yesterday?
Did you look at them?
Is that what
I
it
took
is?
Did I?
Is
Yeah.
that the slide?
Didn't we not order?
I know. I got this from.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. Did everyone get one?
Oh, I didn't put mine.
You want to give it a shot?
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, which one is afternoon?
Okay, so this is my baseball bat. And so if I'm all the way retracted, I'll come right up to it and go like that. And now I'm in. So push the little button. Push the propel. Yep. There you go. I couldn't let go of it. Just wanted to stick it to me.
I live by one.
What?
I think I'm thinking about it.
I don't think you're in.
No?
No, maybe you are. It might have gotten clogged. Try another one. Yeah. Oh, I think it's clogged. Pull it out and inject now. Push the inject. Oh, no, it's not clogged. All right.
was looking at those, it was like a couple centuries old.
Hey man, it's better than what we used at the UW. We like to use ancient stuff.
Whole box of them for you.
I didn't need a whole box. But what I was going to show you is this. The best embryo injection piece. So I'm giving you guys this thing, right? I call it a thing because I never use it. But what I do when I'm injecting, I take 2 slides and some epoxy, and I epoxy them together just like this, right? And then I line all my eggs up right here. And that's what I use to inject.
Oh, okay. That makes
Right?
that would work.
So what the difference is you've got a flat piece that's like this, and you've got these gouges in. But for me, it's awkward because like I've got to put it up the needle at an angle like this. But if you're a little more flat, horizontal, then you got more stab,
Okay.
right? And if you epoxy them together like so, you can get really horizontal and just stab right into the eggs. So if you guys have some epoxy, like glue, you want to use like the 5-minute epoxy, the good stuff. It's 2-part. You mix it together, put a little dab in there, squish it together. Make sure none of the epoxy is in here because you want this edge clean, like for the eggs to line up on. And then, one side gets dirty, you can just flip it and use the other side. But I would do that. Just glue them together like so.
That'd be very efficient.
Yeah.
Like just a month because I copied his scope. It wasn't too bad.
When you have a point of reference.
I think you're in.
The only thing was off that messed everything up was the adapter. It's the wrong one.
Yeah, I don't see anything coming out either.
That's a black thing on the back of the scope.
Oh, that?
Yeah, they sent the wrong one originally.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've got the other pieces. Just gonna get them back.
Yeah, you're in. Oh yeah, I saw it.
there's
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, just a little.
I'm actually gonna
Stabbing egg.
All right, it's done. You guys want to stab?
I'll stab.
Go for it. And then,
Next, John will teach you how to do surgery.
I could, but we don't have any. Well, we do have adults.
What are these? These are eggs?
No. They're just marbles. They like to spawn over marbles. It's just what it is. As for these, I'm gonna have to set these up for them. We're almost done. There's not a whole lot left.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The injection part's done. The injector's set up. I just have to fill these up with water. And then they'll.
You've been in the Limerick one. You've been in the center of that a lot.
Yeah, but actually we're kind of like winding down.
Are you?
Yeah. If we wanted to, maybe not.
Lost it.
Like with the
What are you working on now?
I'm just getting the tanks ready for the larvae when they hatch. All it is fish water. So in 24 hours on Friday,
I don't know.
these little
Exactly.
dishes that are in there are going to hatch.
Maybe that can develop into some kind of cardiomyopathy.
And all you guys are going to do is suck them up with a cut pipette.
So if I'm following the story, basically, you guys showed definitive COVID.
Suck them up with a pipette. Put them in here. Label them so you know which are the CMLCs, which ones are the FLKs. Feed them. There should be rotifers some rotifers in there. I'm sure a lot of them died, but
Okay.
this, every day you're going to pull 20% of the water out, dump it, add 20% some salt, and because it has to maintain a high salinity, and then add some food, which is going to be like, I don't know, these are supposed to be in the freezer.
Freezer?
Yeah, you want to put these in the freezer. But one of them will stay in the fridge, whichever one you're feeding off of.
Okay.
And you add a few drops of this every day so it stays nice and green like that, because that's what the rotifers eat.
So put one in the fridge and these two in the freezer?
Yeah. And just pull it out of the freezer when you're ready to start using it. And then these are fish food that go in the fridge.
Go in the fridge?
Yeah, with one of those. Yeah. And as they get bigger, they'll start eating. So these are the adult feed. I saw you just got them in. And in here are these GMs. These are 75 micron, 150 micron, and 300 micron. So when they're the smallest, the youngest, you feed them this. When they get a little bigger, you feed them this. When they get a little bigger, you feed them this. And eventually you start feeding them this, which is crushed. And as they get big enough to eat the whole, the adult size, you stop crushing it and start giving them more, a mix of crushed and whole, and then eventually all whole.
Okay, so how do you know when to switch?
So I sent Wendy the protocols on like what stages to start feeding what food.
Okay.
So she has it all. That's just to get you started. She needs to order more though, because that won't last you.
Yeah.
Okay. One thing I'd be more familiar with that is coming from like a book publishing world, right? And as writers, authors, whatever, you know, you submit your work, usually to agents, not to editors, but it's and I'm sure some of them say, I read the first chapter, or I read the first part, not for me. And some of them say, this is terrible. And this is the worst thing I've ever read.
Exactly.
Yeah, this story doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And then some of them, I guess, would say, I like where you're going. It only took 3 PhDs to type.
How many PhDs does it take to spin a light bulb?
Is that actually real?
No, how many Nikon?
Okay. I didn't know if I was missing a joke there.
Like, you made a solution that you didn't, it doesn't actually work. It might work for a problem that you created.
Huh.
Okay, thank you, I guess.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I need to use it too.
That grinding though is hilarious. Yeah, it's just the focus driver rubbing against the pipes. It's rubbing the pipes.
Oh, I was gonna say, it's great.
That's like making that.
It was just, oh, it was this little thing right here was
It was
set up
grinding
against
on the
it,
knob.
yeah.
It was just resting on the knob when the knob turned. It was.
You should focus it now, see how it feels.
Oh, it's not all.
Ooh, yeah, that feels right.
Will this be a good time to grab you guys for like 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Just ask them a question.
You want to know what it was, you know?
What was it?
Just the pipe was resting on the outside of the focus.
So like,
Which one? Which
The
side?
black pipe
On the right side.
The black pipe?
Yeah, this guy was resting right on here. So when you charge it,
I see.
We're from way back here. I couldn't tell. It actually
Yeah, I didn't see it either.
It sounded legit. I'm like, oh, that sounds horrible. Can't imagine
It
anything
even
like
felt
that.
like it was like clicking into place.
Yeah.
Funny. That's the equivalent of kids putting something on the back of their bicycle tire.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so it was Daniel, right? Yeah, what's your last name? And you're both graduates of high school, right? Not current students. Yeah. Okay, did you graduate last year? Yeah, 2020. 2020 graduates. Okay, and
I was afraid to.
you're afraid
As an expert.
you could snap anything, right? I was wondering what these things.
Those are fine adjustment.
And then this is obviously moving.
That's if you're trying to like patch or something, right?
I mean, no, it does move it. Like, you have the 3 axes.
So it's kind of like a coarse versus fine focus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so back there's course, and this would be super fun.
Maybe it's you're using it, you know, like with a inverted 60x or something.
Oh, I see. I get it. Yeah. So if you use this, it goes left, right. Use this, it goes up, down, and then this is kind of a grand. Probably C, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's for like the inverted stuff that it's on there.
Have you done this, you know, before, somewhere else at other schools?
The setting up stuff?
Yeah, like a
I mean,
outreach program or whatever.
yes.
That's cool.
We've done this a lot, but I've never, this is the first time setting up a school to do this
Like,
themselves.
with their own equipment, right?
Yeah, and I didn't, I'm the one that connected Wendy to you, right?
Probably him or I.
Yeah.
I originally put it in, yeah.
Okay, yeah. But no, it was like over a year ago, before COVID madness. She wanted to know who to talk to, and I gave her your number, and yeah, and so
Appreciate that.
yeah. I mean, that's what we're using in our facility. I mean, the older version.
1500, right?
Yes, but they needed it.
I went to a fish either Maine like 5 or 6 years ago, and it was in, I think they were actually
I think we're done with the needles, right?
unless
the
they
two-
want to hop on, but
Two girls like were here earlier.
so.
Oh, they haven't done it.
Yeah, 'cause they have to.
I guess, but well, we could slide in a piece of this gasket material. I mean, that's where it belongs. There's none in there right now. Although, in the, what do you call it? The stem,
Yeah.
right? There is gasket material in there, but there's usually gasket material in that screw-on cap as well, which is a small piece of this.
Would that make that piece more support then? Because it's
It basically,
downstream of it? Because you're still getting
it works. It just basically, I think, if you look at it, well, I don't know why, but we just put it in there because it helps. There's a reason why, I just don't remember what it is. I think you have more end support,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because it will move on you. This will prevent it from moving wildly. It'll kind of stay in the same spot.
Put the gasket on and stick another needle on there if you want.
We can use the same needle. But I'm going to turn this off because if we're not injecting, like, there's no need to burn out that or clog the needle. I'm going to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. I think I want to leave this here too.
Good idea. Get all the details.
I was wondering why his voice was echoing in particular. That makes sense. Is today some sort of, I don't know, college day on campus or something?
It seems like it doesn't.
The people who funded all this expansion.
Oh.
I had to like Murdoch Foundation people did a site. So I don't know if that's in addition to other things going on. But, she said that
And then the students are just. You just driving back to Seattle after this? Nice. Yeah. Long commute.
Not gonna go hit up the Nike outlet store south of here. Or north of here.
Yes, no.
Forget it.
Wait.
It's in Charlie, it says Shayla's. Yeah, so, yeah, there's a Nike outlet store, like probably a mile or two from here.
Is Aiden all moved into the new apartment? Nice. Where do you decide?
He's saying, he's like a couple of blocks down.
Oh, really?
So
So
it's
he's
like
stuck with
super
Southern
close.
Union? Huh. Because I think they're looking at Ballard for a little bit.
Yeah, they used to live there, but I think that only Diana has the car.
Oh,
And yeah, to take the bus or the bike.
that makes sense.
Which, I mean, it's not like a long commute, but.
It's not
You
gonna
need
be-
me laugh.
That sucks. He's like moving every year. That's not fun.
They're like segways, but unicycles.
Yeah.
Wheeled.
I see, there's a guy in my neighborhood who does food delivery, and I
Like
always see him with like a a hot backpack thing, and then a mono wheel.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I know.
Yeah, that's I've been moving like every year for the past 5 years, and I'm so sick of it.
I cannot do that. And last year my apartment got flooded for the rain.
Jeez.
And I was like, well, maybe I should move. And I was like, pack everything.
I like forgot about the whole like I need to get carpet cleaners. I need to hire cleaners. Like it's like a whole thing. And gotta do a walkthrough with the landlord. And anyway, I'm about to do that in a month.
Okay.